So I just wanted to just think about death, which sounds pretty intense, right? But I got thinking about it from a philosophical point of view, I guess, because we just had this huge tender to get in today, and we've been working on it for probably weeks, but definitely in the last few days to really get it in and do a really good submission. So inevitably, when there's a deadline, you're thinking, yeah, we're doing a bit more, doing a bit more, doing a bit more, and then, there's still a couple of hours to go, still a few bits to pull together, and then as it gets closer and closer to the time, it gets more and more intense. You sort of start, even though there's X number of time, you sort of almost feel like a bit of freeze. I don't know if you can relate to that, because you're just sort of fretting about will it be possible to get it all in. Now, we got the tender in just exactly on the actual minute that the deadline was. And it was very stressful, definitely very exhilarating, but very, very stressful. We just got talking about what other situations make us really stressed like that. So you've got deadlines, you've got exams, when you're in an exam when you're young and you're writing and someone says you've run out of time, or an airplane is going to take off at a certain time, you've got to get to the airport and check in. It's quite a common factor that people find they're up against it and they feel stressed. So just the common factor in all of those is time, and time running out, basically. Now, if you can get that stressed, which sometimes feels like incredibly stressful, when time is going to run out for a deadline, which in all reality it would be disappointing if you didn't make it, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. But because there's a lot riding on it, for whatever reason you're invested in it or you're attached to the outcome, then you get really, really stressed. Whereas if you are actually going to die, like if time was going to run out completely, sometimes we think, at least I think, yeah, I'd be able to deal with it, yeah, I'd be prepared for it, I'd just sort of come to peace with myself and let go and whatever. But if there's any attachments, any hopes, any things that you're still attached to, then it must be that sort of stress multiplied by millions or hundreds. So not that that should be something to get depressed about, even though it might seem that is quite a sobering thought, but to actually along with all the things we strive for in life, to actually think about preparing oneself and one's consciousness and one's relationship with this world, so that when that time does come, we're prepared, we're equipped, and we'll be able to deal with it. So that's my thoughts for this evening. Maybe not the most cheery topic, but nonetheless something that we all have to face and worth having to think about.